G'day, I'm Tor, and welcome to another episode of Pro Stock Tips. Now today I'd like to talk about Teck Resources. So Teck Resources is a Canadian metallurgical coal miner, and if you haven't noticed, met coal prices have been soaring in the past few months, basically tripled in the past few months. Now, Teck Resources is of course able to take advantage of this, being a Canadian metallurgical coal miner. So obviously the met coal prices have been boosted by the disruption to trade, with China cutting off met coal imports from Australia, whereas Canada can take advantage of the higher met coal prices. So essentially, met coal prices have gone parabolic in the past quarter, and if you look at the guidance, I've pasted a link to Teck Resources' most recent guidance from NASDAQ. So I've put that link to NASDAQ, Teck Resources guidance press release in the description. And as you can see, they were able to produce coal, well, they forecast they're producing coal at $68 per tonne. However, the met coal prices have gone up by over $190 per tonne. So essentially, Teck Resources is making a massive margin on their metallurgical coal at the moment, and their earnings from their metallurgical coal, I would expect that have blowout earnings this quarter relative to their prior quarters. So their next earnings report is due out on the 26th of October, according to what I can see here on NASDAQ. And, these earnings should be very positive given the met coal prices that they've been receiving throughout the quarter. And also met coal prices should remain elevated for another few quarters, hopefully, in which case, the subsequent quarter should also be very positive. So, earnings coming out of Teck Resources should be very good, and this should present a good trading opportunity. You've got analyst price targets between $31 and $39 per share, and prior highs in previous years up to $60 per share, which could be achievable if the commodity price, say for met coal and copper and zinc, stay strong for longer. You could see analysts upgrade their price targets or Teck trade above analyst expectations. And obviously next year they're bringing on Quebrada Blanca, so their QB2 copper deposit in Chile. This should also be very positive because basically halfway through next year, Teck should be doubling its output in copper, essentially. And copper is obviously part of the green energy revolution, used in wind farms, solar, all the renewable energies are going to, and electric vehicles and charging networks, etc., all require copper. And there's expected to be a copper supply deficit coming online as well within the decade. So, everything's looking bullish for copper. They also produce zinc, and zinc's used in galvanizing, which is very important for solar farm installations and offshore wind farm installations. So, and you got similar supply issues potentially arising with zinc as well, if they don't bring on new mine capacity. So, basically the suite of commodities that Teck Resources produces, everything's looking bullish for their commodity basket. And this is very good for Teck Resources going forward, I imagine. They also plan to divest, if they can, at a reasonable price. So they might sell off or divest their metallurgical coal assets and focus primarily, I guess, on copper, which is quite good as well. That's quite positive, especially if they achieve a nice premium, like if they get a nice price for their Canadian coal assets. That would be an excellent booster for their share price. So yeah, everything's looking good for Teck Resources. I'm trading Teck on Etoro, So I'll put the link in the description to my Etoro profile, because obviously you could copy my trades, or you can obviously invest in Teck yourself if you choose to. So good luck. Hopefully Teck goes all right.